Hello, and welcome to the Sisters of the Shire podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Ashley.
And around here, we love to take Tolkien stories and dig into all the little corners that you might have missed.
And this season, those corners come straight from The Unfinished Tales, Tolkien's treasure chest of extra lore, side quests, and half-told stories.
They're kind of the chapters that make Middle-earth feel even bigger and richer and more heartbreaking.
Basically, if the Lord of the Rings is the main course, this is like the secret menu.
So whether you've read every book, cover to cover, or you're just here because you can't keep all of those pesky elves' names, family tree.
It begins with F. It starts with F.
All those dwarves and petty dwarves and
You are in the right place either way.
So, now, let's jump into The Unfinished Tales.
Let's go!
Let's go!
How are you, Abby?
Huh? Oh, how am I?
How are
you? Good. It's really dark and gloomy here today. It's very dark and gloomy. So, I baked some apple oatmeal cookies, and I lit a candle, and my friend came over and she was hand quilting something, and we watched Pride and Prejudice together while my kids were at school.
That is amazing. I tried to do something nice for my husband, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't made him banana bread in so long. It's so gray and gross out. Oh, man. I needed 2 cups of flour. I got 1 cup of flour in it. And then after, I'm like, maybe it'll be okay. There's worse things.
Soup.
So I make it, and it wasn't too bad. It looked different. It didn't look in the lovely, fluffy banana bread that I usually make. But then later, I'm like, well, if he hates it, he'll just throw it out. I know, I don't really care. I just had the bananas, was trying to make a nice gesture. It's the thought that counts, people. But then I go to the microwave to make some lunch for myself, and there's that softened butter that I also forgot to put in it.
Oh my gosh.
So no butter, half the flour. I'm sure it's going to taste great.
Ew. It's a brick. It's just a brick of bananas. It's at least you had maybe a saving grace of some sugar in there. There was some sugar in there.
Oh, I remembered the sugar. Yes.
Okay.
And my special secret to my banana bread that I will share with you listeners is and I'm sure the purists out there are going to be like, that sounds disgusting, but hear me out. So they have, Pam, you need to grease your not tray, your dish before you bake anything in it, or it just sticks to the pan. So they have this butter flavor one that I use, especially for baking things like this. And then I sprinkle cinnamon sugar on top of it. And then I also sprinkle cinnamon sugar on the top of the batter. So it just has got this nice crusty, I can do some things cool, but if you saw my my meme from my Tales of the Shire playing game, I'm a really good cook in the Tales of the Shire, but other outside, not so much.
Virtual fantasy food. I'm in.
Yeah. So.
Well, hopefully did he? So I'm guessing he did not eat it.
I literally texted him. I was like, so you have an attempted surprise awaiting you. Please, I want to say a caveat, please don't let me know if you throw it out. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah. I don't want to see you throw it out, okay? Just let me live in ignorant bliss that it was amazing.
Yes.
Last time I made banana bread, it was a long time ago, but I was making banana bread with a tiny little toddler fox, and he was eating garden herb flavored Triscuits. Next to me while I was making banana bread, and I turned around to get I think it was an egg or something out of the fridge, and I turned back around and he was putting them in my mixer that was on with the batter in it. So like these like really salty herby crackers like in the bread mixture, and I like had to pull it out. I had to stop really fast, but it was already like so mashed up in there that like I couldn't save it. So I was like, oh, nah. So I like kept going with it. I'm like, maybe there was only one in there. Hopefully there's only one.
That's when you like need a Joey in your life. Like, you
Yeah.
eat disgusting food, right? Just here you go.
Yeah. It was yeah. Let's just say I gave it away as a gift of banana bread.
To someone you really liked, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. So it
Well,
was great.
we
So we're
have a
floating on
bit of a
that.
time
Floating on
crunch today. So, how much do you remember of last episode?
Oh, it was like depressing, right?
Well, I mean, they got married. That's not
Yes.
depressing. Wedding
Oh,
bells, love story. Hey,
yes. Turin and his sister.
yes.
So yes, we had to go over the awkward love story of um Turin and Niniel.
She has two names. They just keep going back and forth, so I just say both. So it's Nienor, Niniel.
Okay. And she was like all this like sad little like scared bunny, that's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And the men of this like camp like helped her become a person again. And uh what's her name? What's the other guy's name? Uh
Brandier.
Brandier falls in love with her, but she's like, I actually only have eyes for that guy. I don't actually know his name.
Yeah, that's true.
And then
I
she's
love you
like,
like a
really?
brother, though. How about a
Yeah.
brother? Does brother sound good?
She's feeling the brother vibes from someone. She can't catch the right one, so she's just gonna pin it on that guy. So she's like, okay. It was an awkward love triangle, more like a love line, I would say. There was no
Mhm.
like a linear like this dot goes to this dot, but that dot doesn't go back to that dot. It goes to another dot over there, and
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
and uh they finally get married, I guess. And uh I think like Brandir was trying to say like, if you bury him, he's gonna go off to war and he'll die and you'll never see him again and you'll be sad. And she's like, no, he won't. He'll stay home if he's married to me. He loves me so much. He'll stay. And then that's how he like basically proposes to her, like, I won't go to war um we get married, or I'll stick around. And she's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Um and so he they get married. I guess it's a beautiful wedding. Sure.
Mm.
But then in like the last minute of like didn't like Brandier like, I wish he had done it at the wedding. Like, does anyone object? And he's like, I object. Do you even know who you're marrying? That is, and then he says a nickname, right? And that's like not even his real name or something.
Turimbar.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, is that supposed to be important? Or
Yeah.
she like doesn't get it. She's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, cool.
I feel like,
Uh,
a simple background like search would have like, could have saved us all a lot of grief at this
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Because
Or
you
is
have
the
to put
people
like
just
other
crazy?
names known as, like other addresses. I mean, these all would have been helpful clues.
Yeah, yeah,
Wait,
totally.
you lived in Dorloman. Dorloman. Why does that sound so familiar?
Yeah. It
Your
reminds me
father
of
is Hurin?
the yeah. So, um is that where we left off when they got married?
Yep. They got married, and basically, Brandier has bad feeling. He's got a bad feeling about this.
And I apologize for any noise in the background. I have a boy back here. A
A
boy named
boy?
Fox.
A boy named Fox. Let the creative juices flow, Frix. Sorry, Fox. Okay,
um
so, oh, what?
oh, I was gonna say, um it's really funny. I was thinking about it the other day because, like, I say my kids know me as I have Dory disease, which I have very bad short-term memory loss sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I can't remember how. I know it's sad, but I can't remember how Turin's story ends. Like, I'm
Oh, yeah,
trying
it'd
to
be sad.
remember. Yeah, it's 100% sad for sure. But I'm like, I can't remember how it ends. So this is gonna be new to me again.
And no, that's why I sometimes reference the Silmarillion version, like not only for comparison, but also, yeah, as a reminder,
hmm
filling in the gaps, as it were.
Yes.
Okay, so after the beautiful wedding, I'm sure you were wondering, was Glaurung invited? Like, did he, get
Mhm.
receive an invite?
The ring
Did he
bearer.
RSVP?
It's like it's that guy from The Wedding Singer, George, like when he's like crying in the audience. Like, oh my gosh. Oh. He's
uh,
crying with a little tissue, like it's beautiful.
yes.
Or
So no,
does
he was
he
not.
know and he's like, ew, guys.
Yeah. Or he's just laughing. He's just like, "Oh, I can't believe I wonder what I can make them do next. Hey,
Yeah.
why don't you have a baby real fast?"
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure they won't be messed up.
yeah. So no, he was not at the wedding, but he has been busy. In his dragon lair at Nargothrond, Glaurung has been growing in power and malice, but also he has been growing in other ways as he waxed fat. Apparently, laying in a dragon lair doesn't require much exercise.
Like
But
the dragon from the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Have you seen
yes.
that? He's like, that's a chubby dragon.
So he's also gathering orcs to him. So I'm sure even more, like now he has servants like, hey, would you go hunt for me today? I just cannot today. I just got this, like my toes bothering me. I can't possibly get up.
Or they like bring
Uh,
him something and it's like really like tiny and like he's like, ugh, and he just eats them. Like,
yeah.
well, this is your last day on the job, Kevin. Sorry. No.
Yeah. Quote, he ruled as a dragon king, and all the realm of Nargothrond that had been was laid under him. So he is now the dragon king of Nargothrond.
Did he
Yes.
make him a little crown?
Oh, I'm sure he found a crown somewhere in Earth.
Tiny little crown.
So it's been 3 years since Turin Turambar has lived in the Forest of Brethil, and it's been a time of peace. The closest action was some orcs that were raiding nearby, but quickly taken care of by Turin and his battiness until they became too scared to even try. They're like, no, that place be like, I, that's where Jeff died. That's where Timmy died. Like, no, we
Yeah.
just aren't going over there. It's bad luck.
My cousin Carl beheaded. It's crazy.
But apparently, 3 years was just enough time for Glaurung to either get bored of Nargothrond, maybe he just was like fully recharged after his sack of Nargothrond. Either way, Glaurung now begins to attack the land of the Forest of Brethil. Quote, for indeed it was well known to Glaurung and to his master that in Brethil there abode still a remnant of free men, the last of the three houses to defy the power of the north. And this they would not brook or allow, for it was the purpose of Morgoth to subdue all Beleriand and to search out its every corner, so that none in any hole or hiding might live that were not thrall to him.
Bam, bam, bam.
Bah, bah, bah. So, just a reminder, the three houses is in reference to the main three houses of men. We have the House of Hodor, which we are very familiar with lately. We got Turin, Hurin, our man Tor. We also have the House of Beor, which is mainly Baron in this day and age, but later would be like Aragorn. We also have the people of Haleth. Remember, Haleth is
What?
the girl boss. Girl boss. Or they also were known as the Halidin or the men of the Forest of Brethil as we know them now. Sadly, not a ton of distinctive people are from this house, but Hurin and Hor's mother was. So I guess it was kind of like a nice house to kind of like pull from. Like, you know what, the family blood, the bloodlines are getting a little too close. Let's pull from another house
Yeah.
to shake things up a bit. Anyways, Morgoth wants all the House of Men snuffed out or made into thralls or slaves. Basically, he's got the leader of the House of Hodor already, Hurin. The House of Behor is hanging on by a thread, with Beren being the main survivor. So, yeah, all that's really left is the people of Haleth, aka the men of the Forest of Brethil. Now, it isn't clear if Glaurung had guessed that this is where Turin had ended up, or if Turin had actually managed to, quote, for that time escape from the eye of evil that pursued him.
So does he? Okay, I don't know if we covered this earlier. Does he know that he's cursed? Like, does he know like the whole story about it? Like, oh, this will always happen to me, or like this is always, you know what I mean?
Yes, I would say yes, because remember, Gwyndor knew about Hurin being a captive of Morgoth, and that his defiance caused Morgoth basically to curse his whole line, Hurin's whole line.
Mhm.
And remember when Gwyndor is relaying this to Turin, he basically says like, "Oh, that makes sense." Like, "Oh, figures."
Yeah. You know, they when you put it that way, yeah, yeah. I see it. See
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, I think he knows. But interesting in this quote here that it says "I," not "eyes," the eye of evil.
Mhm.
Especially that it's Morgoth, not Sauron, right now. I don't know why that
Mm.
just intrigued me. And also that the E in evil is capitalized. So
Proper noun evil.
yes, eye of evil that pursued him. So interesting.
Mm.
Just thought I'd point that out.
Mm.
Either way, all of Brandir's warnings and shadows on his heart proved to be all for nothing. Quote, at the last, two choices only could there be for Turambar. To sit deedless until he was found, driven forth like a rat, or to go forth soon to battle and be revealed.
His special secret identity.
Mm-hmm. But remember, he made a deal with Nienor when they got married, that he wouldn't go to war, quote, save only to defend you if some evil assails our home. So when the first news comes of orcs coming towards the Forest of Brethil, he actually acts the good husband and he listens to his wife's wishes and holds to his deal as she says, quote, our homes are not yet assailed, as your word was. It is said that the orcs are not many, and Dorlas has told me before you came such a phrase were not seldom, and the woodmen held them off. So I was like, you
It's
said
not on our
you wouldn't.
doorstep yet. Mhm.
Yeah, the woodsman can totally handle it. It's fine. It's fine. Um, it does sound like the problem of revealing himself to the enemy isn't something he has shared with her, or you think that she would have used that as a reason as well.
Mm.
I find it interesting that he still has kept this secret identity a secret even from her, because you would think like, no, they'll find out who you really are. Like that's actually a pretty good reason that you think she would use if she did know.
Yeah.
But her reasoning that the woodmen would do fine without him was short-lived, as they were quickly overwhelmed by the orcs. Quote, for these
She
orcs
does
were
that.
of a fell breed, fierce and cunning.
She says that. The woodman. It's like a montage, like the woodsmen will have fun, and then someone runs in. The woodsmen are all dead. I'm sure the the castle guards are all dead. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. It's like she keeps trying to make excuses.
Yes. I can actually very much see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So before these orcs had always attacked on the outskirts of the forest, or they went hunting in small groups. But now with Glaurung kind of being their leader, they have just one goal: invade and utterly decimate the Forest of Brethil.
No, not the
Mhm.
not
So Dorlas, what? What?
like isn't that where like most of the men live though?
The people of Haleth, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's not just his group. It's like a lot of other humans
Yeah.
would be affected.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. So Dorlas and his men keep getting pushed back. They're losing men quickly. The orcs are pushing further and further into the forest until Dorlas comes to Turin Turambar and says, quote, well, and shows, quote, and showed his wounds, and he said, quote, "See, Lord, now is the time of our need come upon us, after a false peace, even as I foreboded. Did you not ask to be counted one of our people, and no stranger? Is this peril not yours also? For our homes will not remain hidden if the orcs come further in our land."
You can't leave us to do this by ourselves, basically, right? Like,
Right. Like, didn't you say you were one of us? Well, help us then.
yeah.
Now, before Nienor Niniel came along, Turin Turambar would fight against the orcs. Like that wasn't like this is fairly new that he is staying at home. But
Yeah.
remember, he had wanted to remain hidden in the woods and not draw attention to himself. So he had actually packed away his coal black sword, as it's pretty easily identifiable. And he didn't even use a sword. He just used a bow and arrow, just to
His
really
bare
try
hand.
and stay under the radar. And he totally could have done this again. Shoot, he could have just used a regular sword and I think still maintained some anonymity. But this is Turin, the king of all the great mistakes. Quote, "Therefore Turambar arose and took up again his sword Girthing, and he went to battle. And when the woodmen learned this, they were greatly heartened, and they gathered to him till he had a force of many hundreds."
Woo.
So,
So he just
do
couldn't
you
stay
think
away.
yeah, he just couldn't stay away. Do you think he used the black sword because he missed it, or he wants to really wave this banner and use it for all it's worth? You know, if I am going to reveal myself, I'm going to reveal myself, but also the woodsmen are going to rally behind it too. It's like a beacon of hope to them almost. So,
Okay,
either way.
wasn't the Black Sword didn't like have the ability to like talk or be
Yeah,
creepy
it's
or something like that?
mhm. Mhm.
Okay. And so
Um
was it
Go
like a
ahead.
Jumanji situation where it's like in a chest and it's like do 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 like you want to use me to slaughter orcs. He's like,
Yes.
"Oh, I can't resist anymore." Is it like that?
Uh
That's what I think it is. That sword
I
makes
I,
me.
I like that. Yeah, it's like I've been so thirsty.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So Turin and his epic black sword rally the woodmen. They get to work hunting down all the orcs. The orcs are completely wiped out. Then reinforcement orcs arrive, and somehow they manage to trap them. Quote, "And being surprised both by the numbers of the woodmen and by the terror of the black sword that had returned, the orcs were routed and slain in great number."
Do you think
Not the black sword!
they have a little walkie-talkie? Call for backup. We need backup.
The woodmen even make huge pyres and burn all the orc bodies that are there, which
Ew.
happens to make a huge cloud of black smoke, and the wind
Ew.
happens to blow it away west, which also happens to be in the direction of Nargothrond. So, with
My
the
space.
foul, yeah, smell coming towards Nargothrond, there are some orcs that manage to survive this sneak attack, and they come back to Nargothrond and they tell Glaurung what's happened. Glaurung, hears this news, sees the smoke, and he is pissed.
My
But instead
babies.
of pulling my baby, but instead of pulling a Turin and lashing back immediately, Glaurung actually stews over this news for a while, which gives the woodman a false sense of peace again. for the winter, as they said, quote, "Great is the black sword of Brethil, for all our enemies are overcome." Like, see, the black sword killed everyone, and they all lived happily ever after, right?
Right, everyone?
Right?
Guys? Guys?
Nienor is so happy that the war seems to be over. She's just so proud of her hubby and how well he fought. But Turinbar is uneasy. Quote, "But he sat and thought, and he said in his heart, the die is cast. Now comes the test in which my boast shall be made good or fail utterly. I will flee no more. Turinbar indeed I will be. And by my own will and prowess, I will surmount my doom or fall. But falling or riding, Glaurung at least I will slay."
Oh, he's got a mission now.
He's got a mission. So he's not going to run anymore. I have to accept my fate. I am freaking cursed. I can't change that. So I'm going to either try overcoming this curse. I guess I can change it by killing Glaurung. Maybe if I kill Glaurung, the curse is up. I don't know. Maybe. But he's got to do something or die trying, basically.
Yeah.
He doesn't immediately go about this vow. He just like, okay, setting off for Glaurung by himself, a lone man. No. Instead, he is very proactive in this false peace, and he sends out scouts and monitors the area. And whether he intended this or not, in doing this, he somehow takes over control over the Forest of Brethil. Quote, "He ordered things as he would, as if he were Lord of Brethil, and no man heeded Brandir."
Oh.
This is another Gwyndor situation. Turin took his girl and took his job and influence. Like, I don't know how Turin manages to do this 2 times in 2 very different places, but he does it.
So sad.
Now, winter fades and turns into a hopeful spring where men sang at their work. Like,
Oh.
we're so full of hope. And it's so funny because it's not going to last long at all.
Oh, they don't know that.
Yeah. I imagine some maybe whistling was occurring as well. They're just so happy. And in this hopeful spring, surprise, someone's pregnant.
What?
What?
No. Who could it be?
Nienor Niniel is with child, and you would think this would make her happy, but instead it seems to almost drain her of happiness, and she becomes pale and weak. Do they provide more context of that, or why, or more details? No. That's all you get.
What's with Tolkien writing like, and these women were pregnant and they hated it and it was the worst and they wanted to die and it was killing them.
I wonder if Edith really hated being pregnant.
Yeah. Or maybe he like saw a lot of women being like that, like, I don't know, but that just is a very common occurrence that I've been seeing in his writings of like pregnancy, she'd rather die.
Well, if that news wasn't bad enough, word travels from Turin scouts that there was, quote, "a great burning far out in the woods of the plain towards Nargothrond," and men wondered what it might be. Is there like a dragon nearby? Wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Maybe. I don't know.
So more reports come in from the scouts that the fire is spreading, and they even confirm that Glaurung himself made them. Shocked. I'm amazed and shocked.
Yes.
Quote, "For he had left Nargothrond and was abroad again on some errand."
I gotta go out, dear. I'll bring home some eggs. I'll be back.
He had to do some Amazon returns, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of time he was in Nargothrond, they had to have been piling up,
Yeah.
All he did there was Amazon shop.
I'm gonna be gone all day. It's gonna take forever.
The woodmen don't seem as troubled by this news as you would think they should be. Having a dragon nearby burning stuff. Quote, "The more foolish or more hopeful said, his army is destroyed, and now at last he sees wisdom and is going back whence he came. And others said, let us hope that he will pass us by.
So they're hoping that the dragon will just will go put your head down, baby, he won't see us.
Yeah, but also oh, we won the war. He's just going back to Morgoth because we won. He doesn't have any, we won the war. He's just going back home because he lost.
Because that's how dragons think, right? That's
Uh-huh.
how they're rational like that.
Yeah. You understand you live in a forest, right? I don't know. This could be really flammable things in there that just, or could be on flames, but whatever. So these guys are all high on the victory, thinking they can take on a freaking dragon. But luckily, Turin Tuambar isn't thinking like them at all, as he, quote, had no such hope and knew that Glaurung was coming to seek him. So even knowing that Glaurung is coming to, is looking for him, he's not in a hurry to make good on his vow to kill him. He thinks about what he's going to do about this, all spring. So summer comes, and two of the scouts come to the settlement of Brandir, where they are, and they're just freaking out. They have seen Glaurung, the great worm himself.
Is he great now because he's fat? Because he's a fat worm.
He's
dragon.
A fat worm. Yes. And they report that he isn't far, and that, quote, he lay in the midst of a great burning, and the trees smoked about him. The stench of him is scarce to be endured. And all the long leagues back to Nargothrond, his foul swath, or territory, or large area, lies, we deem, in a line that swerves not, but points straight to us.
He's a stinky dragon?
I love how in the Unfinished Tales, Tolkien really wants you to know, Glaurung smells really bad. Just in case I didn't make it clear before, it's what was the word? It's scarce to be endured. So bad.
I feel like we need to put that more in our vocabulary. That stinks so bad. It's scarce to be endured.
It's scarce to be endured. I also love the detail that Turin is the only one who seems to put together that Glaurung somehow knows where he is, and that the woodmen are just it's so weird. It's like he's coming straight at us. What a coincidence. Isn't that so weird? He's not making any stops in any other direction. It's just right. How does he know where we are?
That's so weird. It's just so funny. What a coincidence. And Turin's slowly backing up. Yeah, that's great. Just and then we turn around, he's not there anymore.
The scouts ask Turin, basically, what are we going to do? To which he replies very cryptically that there isn't a ton they can do, but he has been thinking about what little they can do. Quote, the tidings you bring me give me hope rather than dread. For if indeed he goes straight, as you say, and will not swerve, then I have some counsel for hardy hearts. The men wondered, for he said no more at that time, but they took heart from his steadfast bearing. I don't know what that meant at all, but he looked real good as he did it. He sounded he looked like he was really confident. So I'm good. Are you good?
It's giving me confidence.
Yeah. It's one of those movie moments where the leader's I have a plan. And then I don't have a plan at all.
Yeah.
But according to a footnote here from Christopher, thank you, Christopher, Turin, knowing Glaurung's route, actually gave him an idea of an area where he could be vulnerable because the route had many rivers and streams with ravines and gorges that he knew Glaurung would have to cross one of them. So Turin decides he is going to send some scouts to these areas he thinks Glaurung might cross, while Turin himself waits at Nengedith. Remember, that is the shuddering water, the waterfall where Nienor got the chills that, they made the sign for her after they figured out she had a fever or whatever. Okay. So from the top of this waterfall, Turin has a pretty good vantage point to be able to see and go where he needs when he gets word of where Glaurung is. But before he goes, though, he gathers the people of Brandir together and he gives a little speech about his plan. Are you
Okay.
ready for this speech?
Yes.
Men of Brethil! A deadly peril has come upon us, which only great hardihood shall turn aside. But in this matter, numbers will avail little. We must use cunning and hope for good fortune. If we went against the dragon with all our strength, as against an army of orcs, we should but offer ourselves all to death, and so leave our wives and kin defenseless. Therefore, I say that you should stay here and prepare for fight. For if Glaurung comes, then you must abandon this place and scatter far and wide, and so may some escape and live.
That's a pretty good speech. I mean, that's
Right?
pretty good.
It's not bad. Oh, okay. Yeah.
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 They're all like
At the
looking at each
news,
other like, okay. Oh, so okay, so we're just hoping not to die. Okay,
yeah.
okay, we get the plan.
Well, I mean, at the news that most of his woodsmen have to stay behind from this stealth mission, they're like actually kind of sad and disappointed. Like, I want to go. Like, I want to help
Beat him a
Turin.
dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't get to beat him a dragon. A stinky fat dragon.
A stinky fat dragon. Turin tries again, as he says, quote, "Nay, that is the worst, and it shall not come to pass if my counsel and fortune is good. For I do not believe that this dragon is inconquerable, though he grows greater in strength and malice with the years. I know somewhat of him. His power is rather in the evil spirit that dwells within him than in the might of his body, great though that be."
Okay, so
I
he
know somewhat
knows
of
that
him.
Glaurung can he's like more of a what is it called? Manipulator than actually like brute strength of
Right.
killing
He's not
them.
wrong. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just like I know somewhat of him. Like, yeah, he totally didn't trick me and manipulate me. We had a long conversation about how awful a person I am, and ultimately it led to the death of Findulis. But whatever, I only kind of know him.
I mean, we said hi, like we
We hung out like one time, okay?
yeah, guys, like I don't know.
Then he shares how in the Battle of Unnumbered Tears, when Glaurung was unleashed, he was held back by the dwarves of Belagost, and that their leader, Azagal, quote, pricked him so deep that he fled back to Angband. But here is a thorn sharper and longer than the knife of Azagal, and Turambar swept Gurthing from its sheath and stabbed with it up above his head, and it seemed to those that looked on that a flame leapt from Turambar's hand many feet into the air. Then they gave a great cry, "The Blackthorn of Brethil! The Blackthorn of Brethil," said Turambar. "Well may he fear it, for know this, it is the doom of this dragon and all his brood, it is said, that how great soever be his armor of horn, harder than iron, below he must go with the belly of a snake. Therefore, men of Brethil, I go now to seek the belly of Glaurung, by what means I may. Who will come with me? I need but a few with strong arms and stronger hearts." I know, it's such a good speech. The image of Turin raising the blade and it looking like fire, I mean, like, Turin. Like, I'm almost rooting for Turin. I hate him, but I'm almost, he might have won me over with that. And remember, it probably looked like that because while it is a black sword, there are some like fan arts of it having this like weird like red tinge into it, like a marbling of it. So like in the shooting up and maybe some light glinting or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
They call
I also
natural stones like that, like that have that in there sometimes, like a flash or a fire in the stone, like
yeah.
so it could be like that.
I also wonder how Turin knew about the belly of a snake thing. Like, is this something he noticed in Nargothrond? Is this something that the elves talked about? Like, he's making it sound like it's their
What if
doom
it's that
of this
lady? What if
dragon.
it's that lady elf that was like really nice and like
Nellas, yeah.
and like taught
I hate
him
that.
about nature and stuff. Maybe she did a lesson on snakes one day.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I could get behind that. So at Turin's pep talk and ask for volunteers, of course, the first to raise his hand is Dorlas, saying he would rather go with Turin than sit and wait for the enemy. This is not surprising. This is basically like what Dorlas has been wanting this whole time. But no one else seems enthusiastic about volunteering, despite Turin's rally cry and their big words earlier about, Glaurung not being, basically made it sound like they weren't really afraid of him. And the scouts had been spreading their eyewitness account of seeing Glaurung, and the story had, quote, grown in the telling. So, like, they were, like, somewhat okay with him being close by, and then the eyewitness accounts, like, were being passed around, and it kind of like, I heard he was as big as a house. I heard he was as big as a forest. Like, it just gets
Yeah.
scarier and scarier.
It's true. I saw her with my own eyes.
So Dorlas now takes the stand, and he makes his own bold speech, and he calls out the men of Brethil that Brandir, their leader, was wrong to have them hide this whole time, and now is the time to be bold. And he asks, quote, will none of you take the place of the son of Handir, Brandir, like, will none of you take his place, that the house of Haleth be not put to shame? Like, calling him out. He is literally sitting right there hearing all of this in his lord's seat. But by this point, no one wants to hear a thing that he has to say, poor guy.
Oh.
But, oh, poor Brandir. Quote, and he was bitter to his heart, for Turambar did not rebuke Dorlas. Like, he didn't say he was wrong. Turin didn't stand up for me.
Sad.
But, like, why would he? Dorlas and Turambar have been on the same page since the beginning of their friendship. It just doesn't make any sense that he'd be like, no, I think Brandir was right. No, he doesn't think that. There is one man.
We're best friends.
There is one man, though, who stands up for Brandir, and he's a kinsman named Hunthor, who said,
whoa,
quote,
that's a cool name.
Quote, you do evilly, Dorlas, to speak thus to the shame of your lord, whose limbs by ill hazard cannot do as his heart would. Beware lest the contrary be seen in you at some turn. And how can it be said that his counsels were in vain, when they were never taken? You, his liege, have ever sought them at naught. I say to you that Glaurung comes now to us, as to Nargothrond before, because our deeds have betrayed us, as he feared. But since this woe is now come, with your leave, son of Handir, I will go on behalf of Haleth's house. This is actually kind of a valid point.
Yeah.
If the woodmen hadn't gone to war at all, would they have continued to be ignored by Morgoth and Glaurung? I mean, that is like the jam of the people of Haleth. Stay out of it, stay hidden.
It's not our problem.
Yeah.
Like, if we don't show our faces, they will never attack. Like, they will never, like, what is it called? Corner, not corner us. Like, they won't, darn it, what's the word? Anyway, if they don't see us, they won't come after us. Like, we're not on their radar. We're not on their, like, thought process of needing to diminish all the
threat.
People of the Haldir? No. Haleth. Yeah.
I also love that he tried to use Brandir's handicap as the reason that he didn't recommend fighting. Like, that didn't really have anything to do with it. Like we're saying, like, it's the people of Haleth's, like, motto almost to not get involved with things. It's not because Brandir was a clubfoot or had any kind of, physical handicap. But this Hunthor guy, like, bringing it up, like, oh, he would have gone to war if he could. Like, no. And I'm sure internally Brandir was like, you didn't have to bring that up, Hunthor. Like,
geez, thanks.
Turin replies to all this, quote, 3 is enough. You twain will I take. I'm not sure why they use twain as a 2.
I want to say that now to my children. You twain I will take.
Yeah.
You're
But
staying.
Lord, but Lord, I do not scorn you. See, we must go in great haste, and our task will need strong limbs. I deem that your place is with your people, for you are wise and are a healer, and it may be that there will be great need to wisdom and healing ere long. Like,
Is
it's
that kind
nice
of a
and
burn?
civil.
Is that kind of a
It's
burn
kind of a
though?
burn, yes. Like, it's
Like,
nice and
really?
civil
It's someone
sounding.
strong. So you should stay home.
Yeah. Um, like,
Sit
it does kind of sound coddling, or you could even read it as like sarcastic and change like the whole tone. And yeah, Brandir does not take it well. Because it's still not telling anyone that Dorlas was in the wrong. It's not really like putting him in the best light still. Like, you know what? I have the perfect job for you. Stay here.
Yeah. And you can watch the van.
Yeah.
That's, it's like that kind of thing. We're
Yeah.
gonna go to here. We're gonna do this and this, and you can stay out here. Like,
It's like I think of two instances in the movie, The Mummy, where like you have a really important job of watching the car.
yeah, yeah,
Or in Peter Rabbit, look out, look out, look out, hero.
yeah.
Both apply. Both I could
Those
totally
are,
see.
uh-huh.
Brandir doesn't really say anything to Turin. He's maybe too mad, but he does tell his kinsman Hunthor, quote, "Go then, but not with my leave, for a shadow lies on this man, and it will lead you to evil."
Fine, go kill yourselves for all I care. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, Turin is probably gonna have him killed, but whatever. So now that Turin has made his bold speech to everyone, he has to break the news to Nienor Niniel about his dangerous stealth mission.
Is
Quote,
she
she
pregnant
clung.
still, or did she have a
She's
baby?
she's pregnant still.
Okay.
A real great time to bring up a very emotional.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm leaving.
Her emotions and hormones are like super level and
Yeah.
normal right now.
Oh no. Quote, she clung to him, weeping grievously. Go not forth, Turambar, I beg. Challenge not the shadow that you have fled from. Nay, nay, flee still and take me with you far away.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh. I mean, I get it. That would be
I get
a
it.
bad thing.
Yeah. It's one of those things, though. If you can't love yourself by yourself, she
Mm.
put all of her love into Turambar, and maybe she just didn't love herself enough. Food for thought.
Yeah. Very codependent.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Are you ready for Turin's response?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. And then tell me the song that immediately comes to mind, because one immediately came to mind after.
Okay.
Okay. Quote, Niniel, most dear, we cannot flee further, you and I. We are hemmed in this land, and even should I go, deserting the people that befriended us, I could but take you forth into the houseless wild, to your death and the death of our child. 100 leagues lie between us and any land that is yet beyond the reach of the shadow. But take heart, Niniel, for I say to you, neither you nor I shall be slain by this dragon, nor by any foe of the north. Then Niniel ceased to weep and fell silent, but her kiss was cold as they parted.
Oh, she's mad.
She's mad.
She's mad.
Okay, did a song come to your brain?
No, I can't think of.
I only have this song in the forefront of my brain because Lizzie loves Stranger Things, and it's one of the few Stranger Themes songs that she recognizes is from Stranger Things. You're as cold as ice. And it's actually very fitting. It's literally, you're willing to sacrifice
our love.
Yes. It's actually very fitting.
Nice. Oh, I see. That does work. It works.
Right? Now, is he just making this promise to reassure her, or did he have some kind of premonition? Because his promise is actually going to pan out. Like, it's actually true. It isn't Glaurung or any orc that kills either Turin or Nienor Niniel.
Remember I told you? I don't remember, so I will trust you.
And that's actually where I'm going to leave you today. Tearful goodbye.
Oh.
Well, at least on Nienor and Nienor's part. I'm not sure how Turin feels about it.
I could see her like he's like leaving and she's like on a cliff and the wind is like blowing in her hair and she's like just staring at him, just like silently crying, but like she doesn't wave, like she's like mad, but she's sad to see him go. I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us on our journey through Middle Earth. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Sisters of the Shire podcast. A big thank you to our patrons, Dan, Tom, Kevin, Victoria, and Avery. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate your continued support. It really helps out the podcast costs that we do have. We do this pretty much out of fun, but it really helps to cover the costs of the things that we have to pay for. So thank you. If you would like to support our podcast, but you can't do so monetarily via our patreon.com/Sisters of the Shire podcast, you can leave us a rating, a review. It really
Share
helps
with your friends.
Share with the friends, tag us, comment on things. It just really helps the algorithms on the internets, you know.
The algorithms.
And can you believe we have another new country? I mean, is there any more countries? There. So we're now up to 81 countries.
Ooh, we broke into 80. We broke into the 80s.
Okay. Ooh, we should do like a special thing if we hit 100.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
We have to learn the countries of the world from Yakko.
I did do a post of that a while ago. United States.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I actually watched a whole little like 5-minute YouTube thing about this country. It's actually really cool. It's the
Most countries are really cool.
I know. Yeah. Sorry. The Republic of Lithuania. And I was trying to figure out, that's kind of one of the reasons why I looked it up. I'm like, why do I have in my head Lithuania? It's like, isn't that known for something? And I could not figure it out. And then I figured it out, Abby. Do you know what it is? They're known for their love of basketball.
Oh, yes. So my
new
niece
girl?
my niece is moving there this winter.
Oh, really?
So she's going to Lithuania.
Crazy.
I don't know.
So yeah, apparently they're known for their love of basketball and for having like really, really tall people, and also one of the places with the most population with blue eyes.
Which is really funny for my niece because she's turning 20 and she's 6'1". So
she'll fit right in. But I swear there's a New Girl episode about a Lithuanian basketball player, and that's maybe what was like, there's something with Lithuania. I don't remember what. But yeah. Welcome,
cool.
Republic of Lithuania listener. We're so happy to have you. I actually really want to know now if you are a blue-eyed basketball player. I kind of know. What are the odds? Pretty good, apparently, in the Republic of Lithuania. And then in world news, Ukraine overtook Japan. It is now 31st.
Whoa.
Try and reach that top 30 spot, Ukraine. See if you can do it. Get in that top 30.
Yeah. Let's do it. Well, thank you for teaching me today.
You're welcome. Until next time, I've been Ashley.
And I've been Abby, and this has been the Sisters of the Shire podcast. And we're so happy that you came and joined us today. And we hope that you can join us next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for teaching me a day.
Yay!